Hey everyone, happy to have you here with me once again. Welcome back. Today, as you can see in the title, we're having the first update to the A to Z project pan. Whew. And let me tell you, it has been a complete disaster for me because so far it has been 2 months since I introduced this project and I haven't been able to hit pan in a single shade. And I thought I'm going to postpone this update until I have a pan, but then I realized maybe not having like scheduled updates is not helping me because I don't feel the pressure, and I need to feel the pressure because I want to be able to hit pan. Sorry, the street noise is super loud today. I want to be able to hit as many pans as possible this year, and so far I have only hit 3 pans and we're already in May, so I've been hitting less than a pan a month, and that is not acceptable. But we're going to have a change anyway today because there is a shade that I just don't feel inspired to reach for. I had a good reason to roll in that shade in particular, but soon I won't have the excuse to reach for that shade, and I realize it will take me forever to hit pan on it. And we don't want that, we want pans. So yeah, I don't want to make this introduction any longer. I'll leave the creator of this project down in the description box. I don't know who created this project, but I'll look into that and I'll leave it in the description box as I said. So let's start with the letters. In my introduction, I roll in 4 shades for the letter A, B, C, and D, and the idea is that as soon as I hit one letter in the alphabet, I'm going to roll the next letter. And as I said, no pans yet, but let's start with the first shade. They're a little bit too far. Let me get them close. And the first letter that we're going to be talking about is letter A, and that's actually the letter I want to roll out and roll something in its place. I'm going to keep the letter A because so far I haven't hit pan on any shades that start with the letter A or with any other letter. But yeah, the shade that I roll in for letter A was this one over here. Is the shade Ange. Let me see how you pronounce that because it's French.
Ange.
Ange. That means angel. But okay, as I was saying, this shade Ange, it's a really nice kind of minty shimmer. Maybe it's a little bit more like a satin than a metallic, but it's quite pretty to use in your inner corner. And I've been working in a dark green in my Pando's eyeshadow, so I thought that this shade will go well with that. But so far in the 2 months that we have this project rolling, I have only used it 4 times. It's not that bad because my usage in these shades are really low, but yeah, 4 uses, I don't think you can see any difference. I can see some wear on it, but not really a dip or anything. And I know that as soon as I roll out that green in my Pando's eyeshadows, I won't want to use any green shades for a really long time. Actually, that green is the thing that I'm wearing in my liner today. So yeah, I decided to roll it out, roll something in that also begins with the letter A. But yeah, this is the first one. Then we can move on with the letter B, and that is the shade that I have used the most. I roll in the shade Brownie for my soft extra spice palette with Revolution, and it's this shade over here. You'll see the close-ups, but I think you can see pretty clearly that I have a nice dip on it. I think maybe in a month I will be able to hit pan on this shade. I already have pans in 4 shades in this palette, and they're not that deep, but these shades are not super deep, but it takes a little bit to be able to hit pan on them. Most of the times that I have used this shade, I have used it as an outer corner shade with a really small brush. But lately I discovered that I can use that same shade to fill out my eyebrows. The shade is a little bit warm. Let me give you a swatch. It's a little bit warm, so I have to be really careful when I apply it on my eyebrows. It doesn't look like it's warm, but it is, I swear. On my eyebrows, everything looks warm unless it's really cool. Like in camera, it looks quite cool, but in my eyebrows look warm. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, this is the shade. This is the letter B. We're going to keep working on it, and I think this is going to be the first shade that we're going to be able to hit pan on, and I'm pretty excited about that. I don't know if I said it, but that shade I have used 15 times so far. I set the rule in the introduction that if I use an eyeshadow 50 times and I still don't have pan, I have the option to just roll it out. But as I said, this is a palette that I want to keep working on, and hopefully in the next month I'll reach for other shades in this palette too, because so far every time that I reach for this palette I only use that shade. Okay, but let's move on with letter C, and I have this shade over here, and the usage on this shade is embarrassing because I have only used it once. This is Cocoa Crush for my Going Coconuts palette, and I knew it was going to be a challenge to hit pan on it because it is barely brand new. But I have only used it once, and actually the time that I used it was this week. And that's what I mean when I said that I need the updates to feel the pressure to use the shades, because this is a pretty easy shade to wear, and even that way I haven't reached for it almost at all. It's a nice shade. It will work better on me as an inner corner. The time that I use it all over the lid, and I didn't love the results, to be honest. But it's a nice shade, it's pretty. We're going to keep working on it. It's kind of a flaky formula, and that's why I decided to roll that shade for the letter C, because I thought since it was flaky, it's going to be a little bit easier for me to be able to hit pan on. But I was going to say super chalk shadows, but this is not a super chalk shadow. Colourpop eyeshadows are quite deep and hard to hit pan on, so I don't know how long it's going to take us, but hopefully before next update at least we have 5 uses or something like that. But yeah, this is the 4th shade, and the last shade that I have in this project is for letter D, and I have this shade called Dandy, also from a Colourpop palette, but this one is from the Honey palette. This is a shade that I brought the palette and this shade broke, and I lost quite a bit of product, but I repressed it, and for that reason, I think you can see it over there. This pan is not completely full, so I thought it was going to be kind of easier for me to hit pan on it. The issue is that to be able to hit pan on it, I need to actually use it, and so far I have only used it 2 times. It's quite soft, so it shouldn't be too hard, but also it's quite pigmented. And I haven't been reaching for too many yellows lately. I'll leave a picture of a look that I did with a green and this yellow, and it was really pretty. So yeah, I only need to reach for this shade. I think it shouldn't be too hard to be able to hit pan on it. But yeah, it's going to take us a while. But well, those are all the shades that I've been working on since I introduced this project. And as I said, we're going to be rolling out this shade over here, Ange, something like that. And the shade that we're going to be replacing it with, it comes from my Ménage à Moi palette, also from Colourpop. And you might think, girl, you're crazy. Colourpop shades are so freaking hard to hit pan on. Why are you rolling another Colourpop shade? We're almost only working in Colourpop shades now, but Colourpop is like the bigger part of my eyeshadow collection. And I'm going to be rolling in the shade After Midnight, this one over here. It's a matte. It's going to take us a while, but also this matte, it's quite powdery and it's really pretty. So I think it shouldn't be that hard to be able to hit pan on it. I'm working like not in any particular project, but I'm trying to hit pan in another shade from Colourpop that it's quite powdery, and I think so far I have used it like 10 times or something, and we're getting close to a pan, so maybe after 15 uses we'll have a pan in here. So it's risky because it's a Colourpop shade, but I think it's going to work out. So this is the color story we're going to be working on. I feel like it makes way more sense than the color story that I had before, because these three colors can go really easily in one look. This yellow, it's still going to be a challenge because maybe with the brown, but that's all. But yeah, hopefully it's going to be a little bit easier for me to reach for these colors now that they're in a more cohesive color story. If you have any ideas of how to use these colors, please let me know. I would love to know your suggestions, to hear your suggestions. I don't know. But yeah, that's everything for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please consider subscribing. I will love that, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!